Hey, hey, good day to all that are here whenever you're here. This is the K and K, raw and real, and this is Kathleen.
And this is Kristi, and we are raw and real because there's no editing. What you see is what you get,
Yes, and no AI
and no AI.
because
We're
we
the AI.
we are we are intelligent.
So we're studying A Course in Miracles, and we are in the manual for teachers. We're on lesson 14. If anybody has the manual and is looking to follow along,
Otherwise, we would do read it and give our feedback.
that's right. And how we're interpreting what this is saying. But it's also a living text. So a year from now, 6 months from now, if you read it, it might be interpreted a whole new way because the whole idea of life is that we're growing, we're leveling up and understanding and expanding our vessel, which is our mind, which then creates our thoughts, which then creates our life.
Exactly. And so if you get a different interpretation or feeling or resonate differently, share it respectfully,
Oh,
of course.
absolutely. Absolutely. All right, here we go. Let's do each like paragraph. So
Yeah.
there are five of them, and we will I'll stop at the end of each paragraph and we'll talk. Can what Here we go. Can what has no beginning really end? The world will end in an illusion as it began. Yet, will its ending be an illusion of mercy? The illusion of forgiveness, complete, excluding no one, limitless in gentleness, will cover it, hiding all evil, concealing all sin, and ending guilt forever. So ends the world that guilt had made, for now it has no purpose and is gone. The father of illusions is the belief that they have a purpose, that they serve a need or gratify a want. Perceived as purposeless, they are no longer seen. Their uselessness is recognized and they are gone. How but in this way are illusions ended? They have been brought to truth and truth saw them not. It merely overlooked the meaningless.
So our prior conversation to this call is something that I think a lot of people can resonate with, and that's money and the illusion of money, and that we don't have money and that we can't get money and we don't know how to get money because we are stuck in a box, basically, of mindset of there's these ways to get money, credit cards, and max amount, and then transfer them and to do this and that when that is all in this world of illusion, is what I'm getting out of this.
Right.
And so the money and the lack thereof is an illusion because everything is in abundance. Are we going to run out of grass
Well, if you live in Arizona, maybe.
in the
But
desert?
then again, are
Are
you
you
going
going
to
to
run?
run out of sand in the
Yeah,
desert?
exactly. Or run out of sunshine? No,
So
you're not.
it's just how you look at it. Are you going to run out of it when it's really abundant around you?
Hmm.
Yeah. Like right now, I have an abundance of leaves to rake.
Um, so one thing that every day, so every morning, my routine is to get up. I wake up, I lay in my bed, and I don't get out of bed until I think about three things I'm grateful for. I visualize what the future Christie's life is like and what that looks like and the feelings, because really we're after that feeling, right? And I say prayers for different things and people, get up, get my coffee, and then I do a reading of some sort. And um, the Course in Miracles, we're in the back of it, but it also has the workbook for students. And so I'm doing that again. And the lesson today that it talked about
What number?
lesson 5 and 6 at the beginning.
Mhm.
And it talks about I'm not depressed about my money situation for the reason I think I am. I am not. So anything that's upsetting me or disturbing me isn't because of the reason I think that it is. And one thing, sometimes we think, oh, that's a big deal. And therefore, I got to be more angry at this. I got to be more sad about this. I got to be more depressed about this. But all of the disturbed feelings equal the same. None is more or less than the other. So my thinking that I have a lack of money is up and in my face and making me feel choked up, but it has no more value or problem or intensity than if I drop my coffee cup and spill my coffee. It's the same level, and we perceive it as different. And so, one thought that I had this morning is that everything that exists everything around me that exists is thought. Us talking, this computer is thought. And so all that is around me is just thoughts. Am I giving energy to the blocks that fear or the plan? So am I putting my energy into what's blocking me and what I perceive, or am I putting it in my energy into solutions and faith? And I have to remember that it all is thought. Thoughts are things, translates into a thing. So that's where my morning brought me this today.
Well, and it is, everything is thought, and thought creates the intention, and your visualization is your thought, is it's our thoughts, right? And so that creates the energy in motion. So when you give it energy, when you give it more emotion, like you can say, I love you, and there's no real like feeling with it, right? And you can say, oh my God, I love you so much. And there's a feeling with it. So it's the energy and motion that you're putting forth. And we're giving sometimes a lot of energy to the worry and the stress and the low vibrational frequencies of money, money, money. How do I pay my bills? And so we feel it with intensity, and therefore we're putting into motion to confirm that same frequency. And we're not coming from, I know that there's a money, I know that the universe is, and I'm going to take it from all the fucking the freaking elites, because they certainly don't need it and they're not doing good with it. So I'm just going to tap into their billion. And because I can, and I have that power, because it's no more, the illusion of not having is no more greater than the illusion of having.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got it, let's take it. And it's not even taking it, it's just like transferring that energy from them and that vibration into you. So it's not like you're taking, because there's nothing to take. It's all there. It's all like the air we breathe. I'm not taking air from you by talking like this. I'm not taking air from my dogs and my cat that are around me. I'm not taking air. I'm transferring the air into me and back out. And that's just like the flow of money. So we think like somebody else has money, and we can't, when all it's like, oh, I mean, who's got a lot of money? Rothschilds. Okay, so I think they got $1 billion to spare. I'm going to take it. I'm going to share it with you and a couple others.
Yeah. Right. And it's not, it's that whole perception and my thinking. Like they have it, I don't, I'm not enough. And so everything is what I don't have is also because of my thoughts. What I don't have is also about my thoughts. What I have is because of my thoughts. And so I get to look at what my perception is, and it's not necessarily the reason I think that it is. So the reason that I don't have isn't the reason why I think it is. The reason, um, and so what would be the next steps? Well, more is going to be revealed. It's always revealed, but we can only accept what our vessel can, what I'm willing to believe that I'm worth or valued, or what I can handle. If I don't think that I'm uh, worth $1 million, I'm not going to get $1 million. That happens to other people, not people like me. What I'm resisting isn't maybe the reason why, or I think that I'm resisting for.
Yeah, and that brings up a good point. I know we want to move on, but I was thinking about this yesterday. I've been thinking about it a lot, actually, not just yesterday. But so I've been around very, very wealthy people. I've been around very, very poor people. And I will tell you their entire thought process, how they treat each other, what they do each day is completely opposite. So, and no judgment here, this is just my observation. I've noticed that people who are very desperate, they don't wake up with a plan. They don't wake up with intention. They don't do any visualization. They feel like somebody else is controlling their every movement, even though they don't admit that. And they feel like they're in a box, but it's because they don't have the resource knowledge within that has helped them to see it differently. So they don't know how to see it differently. Now, when I've been around some very, very wealthy people, they have the resources from day one. I mean, from day one, they're taught very much like this is how you start your day, this is what you do, very regiment. You eat certain things that are only good for you. Don't eat junk food. You don't go to fast food. They don't do it. They don't eat fast food. Fast food is really going to lower your vibrational frequency. I don't care if that offends anybody. It's a fact. And um and I do it, so I'm not like judging here, okay? Sometimes my son's like, "Hey, you want this?" And I'm like, "Not really, but I'm hungry." So I give in because I don't want to cook or something. But, I mean, they are very regiment. So if you want to change your situation, it's just your perception. And by gaining knowledge and doing basic things that are free, like getting up and visualizing, but feeling into it. So how do you feel into it? Maybe, and they say that, like I go to the Ritz-Carlton over in St. Louis and sit there. I order like a cup of coffee or whatever and sit there and watch the people and listen to their conversations. I purposely move myself. And even when I'm with a friend and I'm like, shh, I want to hear their conversation. I want to hear how they're talking because it's a vibrational frequency. I want to be in that energy and I get ideas from that. Yeah. And so, are you froze? I think you're froze. I don't know if you're with me or not, but at least it's a good froze. There.
Uh-oh. You were frozen.
You were frozen.
You were frozen.
I don't know. Did you hear any of it? Did it catch
Go
back
to
up?
the you go to the Ritz-Carlton to get coffee and just watch people who are living at
Listen.
that frequency. And listen. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why my internet's doing that.
Mine says it's got good signal, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Well, let's go
Okay.
reading.
To two.
Until forgiveness is complete, the world does not have a purpose. Oh, no, no, no. The world does have a purpose. Until forgiveness is complete, the world does have a
Big
purpose.
difference there.
It
Sorry.
becomes the home in which forgiveness is born and where it grows and becomes stronger and more all embracing. Here is it nourished, for here is it needed. For here it is needed. Oh my gosh. A gentle Savior born where sin was made and guilt seemed real. Here is his home, for here there is need of him indeed. He brings the ending of the world with him. It is his call, it is his call God's teachers answer, turning to him in silence to receive his word. The world will end when all things in it have been rightly judged by his judgment. The world will end with the benediction of holiness upon it. When not one thought of sin remains, the world is over. It will not be destroyed nor attacked nor even touched. It will merely cease to seem to be. I don't get this paragraph, so whatever insane.
Okay. So, we come from, source, God, creator. And in that, all is like chill. We're just chilling. We're having a good time. We're just like hanging out in space. And then we come down here to experience an illusion. And in that illusion, we buy into it. But to get out of the game of life, as I like to say, to get out of this illusion, we have to see things differently than what's been programmed to us to believe. And so that would be the word. And when we listen to the word, it's a vibrational frequency that it is a word is, and it's not just the word, it's light, sound, sacred geometry. All of that plays a role. Like the curtains behind you have a pattern that is a frequency that they omit, and they omit it to you subconsciously, whether you know it or not.
Mhm.
And like I was in someone's house last night and the carpet on their ground. So I see frequencies differently and I can see the frequency of the carpet like moving, literally moving. I can see the vibration frequency coming off of it. Just like I can see an aura around people. So this is really about when we choose to just let it go and see differently, which is we're so programmed to hold on to this belief, which is a lie because every belief is a lie. Um, and just have
Mm.
faith,
Sorry, I just got. Here's my question: if every belief is a lie, then what is not a lie?
faith, trust.
Oh, got it.
because lies in the middle of belief.
Yeah, I get it. And beliefs are based on thoughts, and our thoughts create our actions, which when we repeat that over and over becomes my identity. And then therefore it's my belief that I can't make it $1 million. Like, look at my life. That's what my belief is.
Now cancel clear that.
Cancel clear. So we need to really examine our thinking.
Why do you believe that you can't? And so we often like people believe the news. It's crazy. But people believe whatever the news tells them when it's a script written by someone way up higher in order to control the mass. Okay. And so people are like, well, this is happening in, Timbuktu. And it's like, is it really? Well, yes, because the news said it. Well, did you question how they know that? Did you reach out to somebody in Timbuktu and they confirmed it? Because I talked to somebody yesterday in one of these areas and that's not what's going on, according to this person.
Right. And it depends, like, that it's that person, whoever's reporting, their perception of what they see. And we know that perception isn't real. And what we think we see isn't always what we see.
Especially when it's a Hollywood set and
Yeah.
they're showing it. Just saying that happens.
I believe you. I believe you.
So
Well,
you're buying it. I don't know why anyone watches the news, but I stopped a long time ago. But the news is not real. It's entertainment. On their application, it says this is for entertainment purposes. News is entertainment. It's like programming. I want to watch, what's that? Hallmark. I want to watch a Hallmark movie because I want to know that love is real and that I can fall into love. And, so you watch the Hallmark. No, I want a thriller. So I'm going to watch the thriller movie. We are programming the channel that we want to watch, but all of it is a script written by someone.
right.
And
Yes.
so why don't we spend that time and that energy writing our own movie and our own script and just forgetting, who says that what we believe that somebody hurt us in the past is real? Because if you think about it, Jaws, we were scared. I mean, I was scared of Jaws, the movie. Now I look back and I'm like, it was such fake. It was fake. I believed and got like all this worked up emotions. And there's a lot of things in our past, like I'm mad at this person because they did this or that to us. When really it wasn't probably that at all. They were probably reacting to something that we did that triggered them, and it's not real. So
Right. And that's where the lessons in this book come to, because like lesson 5 is I am not angry at blank for the reason I think. I am not afraid of blank for the reason I think. And to practice that, because so we attach meaning based on something. Where are we attaching meaning? Why am I attaching this meaning to it? And sometimes I think that I attach meaning to something to make myself suffer
that,
because
yeah, you value it, and that value can be high or low.
correct. We get to decide. We get to fucking decide.
You identify with it. It's part of our identity. The beliefs are our identity. When I started really crushing through a lot of my so-called beliefs, like Vatican and many, many, many other things, politics and all of it, um, it was like going on a roller coaster ride. Like, holy shit, that's not real.
Interest.
This is a lie. And then what does that say? What does it mean? And then I thought, why do I freaking care? Why do
Right.
I care? I
Right.
don't know the Vatican. I've never freaking been there. All I know is that I was told that, it's this place and it's that and that, but I have no evidence whatsoever. None. Other
Right.
than tell lie vision.
On that note, let's keep going.
Okay.
We're on 3. Certainty, no. Yes, certainly this seems to be a long, long while away when not one thought of a sin remains. Oh my gosh, when not one thought of sin remains, appears to be a long range goal indeed. But time stands still and waits on the goal of God's teachers. Not one thought of sin will remain the instant any one of them accepts atonement for himself. It is not easier to forgive one sin than to forgive all of them.
That's Ho'opono right there.
Yeah, it is. The illusion of orders is The illusion of orders of difficulty is an obstacle the teacher of God must learn to pass by and leave behind. It's what we talked about before. It's exactly what, like we said before. Oh, that's right. I said I was going to wait. One sin perfectly forgiven by one teacher of God can make salvation complete. Can you understand this? No, it is meaningless to anyone here. Yet it is the final lesson in which unity is restored. It goes against all the thinking of the world, but so does heaven.
Do you remember your thought?
One is not greater than the other. Like one problem, whatever I perceive, doesn't make it, is not more or less than anything else. So they all have the same feeling, like, oh, this problem seems bigger than this problem. Like my lack of money or this disease or this whatever is no more of a problem for me than me dropping this cup and breaking it, because it's the same vibrational frequency. I react in the same way. Like I'm upset, my vibration goes down. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do about this? And so can I get past that and see that it's not really a problem at all? I only think it's only a problem because I believe it's a problem.
And so, and what I also got out of that is, so let's say you wake up in the morning and like we were talking, okay, I don't, cancel clear everything I'm about to say, whiteboard it. Okay, so I don't have money. And then on the opposite side, I have so much money that I'm booking trips and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. I'm a Rockefeller status and money. Okay, so then you write that on a piece of paper and you decide right then and there, which one do I want? Tear the paper in half and crumble the one you don't want and just go through the day thinking like that. I
Yeah.
don't mean go max out your credit cards because that's not what a Rockefeller or millionaire will do. Okay. A millionaire is going to know how to create money out of nothing, out of the air. They're going to know how to market air. I mean, my gosh, I mean, they're polluting the air, right? So they're going to know how to clean the air in our new realm. And maybe make money in that or whatever your interest is. So your interest is truly in helping people who are feeling a little bit lost and you have your coaching. So it is to really help that. Well, there's an abundance of that. You know that there's an abundance. So now it's just like, hey, I'm coming from a millionaire mindset, and I know that I'm going to attract these because it's a vibrational frequency. I'm choosing to go to this vibration instead of that one. And any now moment, because the only thing that matters is now, not not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. So in any now moment, you start to think, oh, this person turned me down or that call didn't go well. Then put it down on a piece of paper. It didn't go well. It taught me this. Rip it up, throw that one away, and it taught me this. That's what you're going to go with. And that's how we shift our perception and shift our daily mindset. How's that? Just came out of nothing. See, that
No,
just came out of nothing.
it's a thought. It's a thought. Our thoughts become things. Our thoughts become things. I don't care what anybody tells me. It's the truth. Thoughts become things. Um, yes. Yes. I liked your paper. I'm just stuck on your paper thing about what the lack versus the want or the abundance, tear it in half, rip this part up, keep this part. Like that's really a tangible thing to do. And that's one way that we can put our energy into something that's going to be and have a positive effect in our life and change our frequency and vibration and start creating momentum in that direction.
And instantly, because like, so I mean, physically write it down and tear it up because it's joy. It brings you joy. It sparks that. So I think I did joy on your cup. Um, it sparks that creative process. So it's like, oh, I found satisfaction in letting it go. That's that's my
Yeah.
I was already brilliant today. Now I'm done. I'm not done. Far from
All
done.
right. We've got two more sections. The world will end when its thought system has been completely reversed. Until then, bits and pieces of its thinking will still seem sensible. The final lesson, which brings the ending of the world, cannot be grasped by those not yet prepared to leave the world and go beyond its tiny reach. What then is the function of the teacher of God in this concluding lesson? He need merely learn how to approach it, to be willing to go in its direction. He need merely trust that if God's voice tells him it is a lesson he can learn it. Oh my gosh. He does not judge it either as hard or easy. His teacher points to it and he trusts that he will show him how to learn it. It's exactly what I've been saying. Nothing's bigger or less than what I did not read ahead.
We didn't read ahead. And you know what? When I saw that, it's like every single time you think a negative thought, you can sit there and go, oh, like just think, I'm in your head, your Christy's in your head, your coach is in your head, whoever, spirit, God, probably be a better choice. I'm just saying.
Sometimes we need God with skin on it, and that comes in the form of a
Sometimes
human.
we need a friend to help us every single time. So the paper is being at the fork in the road. Hey, I think I'll take the path of misery and lack and have no idea where I'm going to get money. And I'm going to like feel that because I want to feel all that misery because that's my choice. That's my perception. I am freaking holding on to that and I
Well,
identify
no,
with that.
it's
Or
right, and it's because it's comfortable. Like this is what I know. This is what I
familiar,
know.
it's not
This is what
comfortable.
I know. This is what
Familiar.
I know. So I'm going to stay here. It's what I know. It must be right because it's what I know, and I feel good. And oh my gosh, I'm scared, and my brain's trying to keep me safe, even though we're miserable and we're in lack. Or we can go to what? What's the other hand going to do?
Joy, happiness,
Yes,
abundance.
right. And it feels lighter.
Comfortable. Which one do we serve more better?
Yeah, in the joy, happiness, abundance, lightness. Like just saying that, your voice, your tone of voice changed, your disposition changed, you smiled, you got calmer, it's just flowing better versus this piece over here. It's frenetic energy, it's lack, I'm in fear, I don't know what to do. It's draining, it's heavy. So we get to decide and we get to and once we decide, we get to take the actions in that direction. So where am I going to put my energy?
I think it's quite clear where I'm going to focus mine now.
Yeah, me too. Number 5, the last paragraph. The world will end in joy because it is a place of sorrow. When joy has come, the purpose of the world has gone. The world will end in peace because it is a place of war. When peace has come, what is the purpose of the world? The world will end in laughter because it is a place of tears. Where there is laughter, who can longer weep? And only complete forgiveness brings all this to bless the world. In blessing, it departs, for it will not end as it began. To turn hell into heaven is the function of God's teachers, for what they teach are lessons in which heaven is reflected. And now sit down in true humility and realize that all God would have you do, you can do. Do not be arrogant and say you cannot learn his own curriculum. His word, oh my God, I was just going to say that. His word says otherwise. His will be done. It cannot be otherwise. And be you thankful it is so. Like I can't sit here and say, like, if somebody is trying to give me a gift, I can't continue to refuse the gift and bitch and moan that I don't have a gift and I don't have it. It's like, it's right here. It's right here. I'm showing, I'm waiting for you to just take it. I can't not like me choosing to not step into my abundance is a form of spiritual pride. It is not, it's arrogance. It's like me saying, no, I can't step into that really is freaking arrogant. It's spiritual pride. And you know, what is the saying that the bigger you are, the harder you fall. And so if I'm full of self, Kristi, and not of the spiritual being that Kristi is, because the other thought that I had this morning on the toilet was, I am,
Thanks.
I am a being who happens to be human. So I don't need to do something
You're not
or
human, by the way. But go ahead.
but I am, but it goes to that. Well, sure, my thinking isn't where Kathleen's is, and that's okay. We're all going to grow at different levels, but I am a being, and that the I am that I am, and so am I going to accept that, or am I going to continue to put blocks and hurdles in my way to prevent me from getting to where I need to go, where and to accept the blessing? That's really what it is. It's accepting the blessing. Why am I so resistant to accepting the good?
Okay, so
That's
two
go ahead.
things. So what I wrote down is a fork in the road, a V,
Yes.
evil, lack, doubt, limitation.
Mm-hmm.
Which God do I want to serve? Because I can only serve one. The
Mm-hmm.
devil's existence is within our mind by the
Mm.
choice we choose. Because so I gave an example on a video I did the other day, so I don't think I've done it here. So if you have a child, and I don't like to say child, but if you have a son or daughter and they're playing a sport, and so the deal is, hey, there's this team we're playing against are real bullies, and they've hurt other people. This actually did happen. They've hurt other people and broken legs and stuff like that. And so there's already fear in the team and in my son. Okay. And so I'm like, hey, I can take care of this without any problem whatsoever because I know how to talk to the other coach.
Yes.
I can come in and guess what happens when I come in? The bully runs. And he says, no, if I need your help, I'll ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's our deal. I'm here. I'm right here anytime you need me. And it's the same thing with God. He's like, okay, I've given you a choice and you keep choosing the left. You keep going downhill. You're going south. But you would all times have the option to turn around and go north and
Yes.
call me. And if you're not sure, like, hey, I'm thinking I'm going downhill. Could you help me? Yes, yes, thank you. I can go in and just by showing my presence, I don't even have to speak, and the other team's gonna shift because my vibration is so freaking strong, they're gonna fear me.
Yeah,
It's so strong, and we do have that power.
we do. We do. And you know
And we
what?
tapped into it before.
Right. And you don't have to believe necessarily, even that's a lie, in order to start. Like, I don't know if it's true or not, but I like where this is going. It feels good and there's a good outcome. So I'm just going to go in that direction because it's going to lead me to a better, more abundant life. And I'm I'm sick of getting beat down here. I'm sick of resisting. I'm sick of fighting. I'm sick of trying to hold it all up on my own. And so I get to decide, like you said, and how do I know that I've decided? I've taken the action. So part of the action is what you had said before, making almost like a T chart. And what did we put on one side? Like the abundance and then the non-abundant life. And then you can tear that in half. Which one do I choose? Well, when you put it out of your head and you say it out loud, 9 times out of 10, here's great. This is a great free coaching session right here. When you just freaking say it out loud, that in and of itself makes it sound, that's part of the solution. It's just voicing what you're thinking. Oh, when you put it like that, it makes absolutely no sense. Now I've written it down. And if I write it down, what is abundance? I'm going to do this assignment and what is a lack? And then I read it out loud.
And then ripping the paper. I got to tell you, there's something satisfying about ripping the paper, wadding up one and choosing the other. Because in order for us to really shift this mindset to go from limitation, doubt, you know,
To
all of
abundance
that to the
of
other, it's not just the thought because that's gone. Then you take the action of writing it, ripping it,
right,
crumbling it, and saying, this is my award, this is my reward. I get abundance in this moment.
because
I'm
of my choice. It's my reward because it's my choice.
and
I also,
I took that control, and we're not
yes,
used to that.
I took control. I'm not letting somebody else make that decision for me. Like you're not enough, Kristi. You're worthless, Kristi. You're and so for me, it's oh, Kristi, you are of a woman of high value. You are worthy. You are the person who was chosen for the job. If I didn't think you could do the job, I wouldn't have chosen you. I wouldn't have put that in your heart. I would not have set you up for this. So fucking step into it and believe it. You are worth it. You do have the value. I don't have to earn it. Kathleen, you don't have to earn it. It's already there for you. I'm just choosing to look at like what you said, that funnel. I'm looking at this negative side of the funnel versus the positive side, the love side, the abundant side. And I get to choose where do I want to put my energy. And I'm putting my energy here because I've done lived enough fucking years of my life on this side of lack and pain and suffering and wasted energy. No, that's not where it's supposed to be. It's not where I'm going to be anymore.
Do you know Pl Pluto's cave?
Allegory of
Yeah.
yes.
So,
Yes.
because we've been in this cave of limitation and doubt and watching a screen, a television, and with a lot of lies that we believe. And then we look out and we're like, wait a minute,
Hmm.
was that? And then it's like choosing to go investigate that and being curious because curious is very important.
Right.
And then when you can go out, now the thing is that if you try to come back in, they're not ready. So all you can do is keep walking by, maybe making some noise or doing something like that. But there is the outside. So the other side of this is we're in that cave and we're thinking, how do I make money? How do I do this? How do I get out of depression? Whatever your
Right.
your cave is, all you have to do is look because the light is shining over there.
Right. Yeah, you just turn around. Oh,
Turn
and
around.
and I think that the other problem or the other thing is that we like we go to sleep like, oh, I got this abundance and joy and good and things are great. And then like for my life, I've gone back to sleep and stopped being curious. And then I wake back up and go, what the heck is this? I've been asleep again. And so I think that um I don't know because I'm not of the light or am the whatever. I'm a human being, even though Kathleen doesn't think so. I don't know that piece of it. I'm just not there yet. But um, the question is, how do I stay awake? How do I stay in love? How do I stay in light? How do I stay in abundance and recognize, oh, I'm going to sleep because I don't want to go to sleep anymore. That's what I want to know, and that's where what I'm searching for is to how to keep myself awake, stay enlightened, and to continue. Because I'm sick of fucking going back to the cave. I don't have that answer. More will be revealed.
Well, my course, Lawful Foundations 101, is a great way to do that. And I do feel like that is my mission and my purpose, and I've gotten more clarity on that. And thank you for saying, who am I to do that or whatever, if God has chosen us or whatever, because sometimes we're like, well, that seems like a big mission. And to what? To who?
Mhm. Right. Because it's that perception again. It's
Yeah.
not the reason I think it is.
To a Rockefeller, it seems pretty like a 101, like baby step.
Yeah, why didn't, that's what everybody does.
It's like, why didn't you do that at 10? Hell, you were so behind times.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of perception.
Moving
So,
on up. That's another one. Moving on up.
yeah, the Jeffersons.
Yeah. I was trying to think of the name. I was like, I know it's a name.
Yeah, yeah. So we're more powerful than we realize. I think that's the culmination here. And to fact check, fact check your perceptions.
With yourself, not someone else.
Yes, with you. Yes, fact check yourself. Yep. And I think that that's one of the ways that I stay in the cave is because I just get comfortable and I don't fact check anymore. I don't get curious.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good place to end on is to be curious, to write your two dilemmas down, the good and the limiting or whatever it is. Rip it up. And if you want to choose to be miserable and stay limited, I mean, go for it. I've done it. I've been there.
Yeah, me too. And that's what I'm saying about being in the dark
Uh,
is is the limiting and believing in the limitations. That's what I'm meaning by that.
Oh, and you know what? There is value in all that. I want to add this before we end today because I was reflecting on all the challenges and stuff that I've been through, which everybody's has a story, right? We've all been through challenges and
Yeah.
everything. But those are what have made me be and know where and who I am. And without those challenges, I wouldn't be the greatness that I am. And I say that because that's where I realize that everything, the deaths and the beatings and the almost being killed and any of that was all to help me. I helped abused women and I was a hospice volunteer, but not only that, it helped me know the tenacity and the resilience within me so that I could build up, and I have helped other people stand in their power. And had I not gone through that and overcome it, I wouldn't be able to do that. So it's very important to honor all of the perceived, oh, isn't this poor little me situation. It was never a poor little me. It was really challenging to go through it at the time, but I made it through, and everybody makes it through. They can make it through if they choose to make it through, and to see it differently and to rise above.
Yes. Yes. It's a choice. And it sucks when you hear that, that it's a choice. Like, who would choose to suffer?
Oh,
Not some.
and rightfully so. Okay, so like, because I was going through all this, like, well, I didn't choose for my brother to have cancer and my dad to die of a heart attack and to be, I mean, maybe I chose to get married, but I didn't know he was a beating asshole. Okay. I was gonna, lots of words went through my mind. I was trying to
I
find
know.
an answer. Um, so I didn't choose any of that. I didn't create that. I didn't attract that. But those were experiences that helped me become who I am. And those are experiences that maybe that person chose, and that person is in my life. And my choice was how to take that experience and choose the other side, to choose how to help other people, how to help abused women, how to help people in hospice,
Right.
to help people rise above.
Right. And I wouldn't say that I've gone through something on purpose. Like I enjoyed that happening because in the moment, nobody enjoys it. Like I didn't enjoy growing up being called dumb, stupid, retarded. I should know better, could have, should have, getting the stick because it was Kristi should have known, even though nobody ever told her. Like, and so like that has created me to be a better version of myself so that I can help other people overcome their lack of worthiness, and to become more confident. And so nobody chooses. I wouldn't choose it, but I don't have to suffer from it anymore. And when I can get through my suffering and choose not to suffer, I can teach other people how they don't have to suffer either.
Gosh, do you know what that means?
What does it
They're
mean?
so much better than all the millionaires because they don't have to go through all of that because they have their little cushion. And so we're so much stronger, mightier. Oh my God, could it be our superpowers are to overcome all of that, to rise above? That's the superpower.
Hmm.
Could be.
Anything, anything is possible. Anything is possible.
Yeah. I'm gonna think about my superpowers today.
Me too. Me too. I hope you guys do as well.
Yeah. Thanks
All
for
right.
tuning
Till
in.
next time.
Till next time, roll the dice, play the game of life, and K, coming soon.